When I was a kid, growing up in Jakarta in the 80s, I did, oh, what does public space mean? No idea. I thought shopping mall was a kind of public space.
In the meanwhile, I was growing up in the outskirts of Munich in a small town, and I had it ample public spaces, parks, and playgrounds.
Everyone indeed has a right to play, but with the lack of public spaces in the city, kids from poorer income family, they actually have to play on the street, near a toll road, or in the water during flooding. This is dangerous and concerning, life-threatening.
But on the other hand, if you look at the landscape and the kampungs around Bandung, they're actually already quite netful. So you see little winding pathways, stairs, and ramps that always is sort of a satellite-like quality.
It is indeed a very three-dimensional experience. One can only understand it by experiencing it firsthand. This, in a way, is the purest form of play. We can call it joy to space.
A while ago, we designed a parking booth in East Java next to a market. It was immediately occupied by the Chinda because it offers comfort in form of the roof, offers shade, rain protection, and is much better than the play hill.
Actually, the philosophy of play itself is evident in many cultures. From the Tadolanese, where Homo ludens is theorized, to Indonesia, where Panakawans are evident in Wayang Froje.
So, Johan Hausi in his book Komolule, he describes play as an essential activity in a flourishing society. Play is never imposed. It's not a physical necessity or a moral duty. Play is done during free time. Play is free. It is essentially freedom.
Meanwhile, the Kanaktawans, as we all know, are very special, funny MOI's figures always included in any wayang performance. And the dalang, or the puppet master, use them as a break. So, for example, if there would be a very serious or storytelling, and there will be a break, and then the Panakawans who didn't bite it and make the audience laugh, this in a way is a reminder to always play and have fun.
So, when we're designing public spaces, we always ask ourselves what play activities should be integrated into the pizza. So, crawl, climb, wander, speak, plunge, and so on and so forth. But the most important thing we think is you need to trigger the imagination of the users.
Our first public space design in Bandung is called Film Park or Taman Film. It is a highway, under the highway public space, and we designed it in a way to accommodate more than just communities streaming movies, but so that it could be used as a public space with the right terrace forms, different circles, so that people can sit there and play whenever there is no movie showing.
So we designed it actually as a bird and bidiru. With the carpet, you maybe have seen it, we had the question from the beginning. And people what they feel about the delivery, that it's safe. Parents like to go there, babies go to walk, and larger kids, older kids, they jump around, they use it as the furniture at home and playing games like the floor is loud.
And as a bonus, due to its soft carbon material, the users take off their sandals, making the public space clean. This, in a way, is not to be taken for granted because there is a sense of Bilami there.
We also designed Alun-Alun Ciceto in Bandung, West Java. So it is a curved linear set of ribbons stacked into a landscape. We want to animate people to move, go up, explore. We offer vantage points, and with the canyon, for instance, places to hide.
So we use the topography to collect multiple programs, and we want the people to explore what is behind in the next corner, what is to be experienced from up there, and what can you see from below. So actually it becomes quite interesting ways to play hide and seek.
We also designed a reflexology garden where we thought at the beginning people would just sit there and contemplate. But with the pebbles, kids start playing around with it. They rearrange it, make forms, shapes, or write words. And the adults, instead of passively sitting in the side, they also started walking around and use it, like I said, as a reflexology dog.
And then the ceiling furniture made of linear and curved metal cages. The users rearranged this into a tunnel for children to crawl in. So imagine that we're very surprised that we did not design this, but the users are very creative.
We also have several artworks there from abundant artists, and with the form and arteriality, and as you can see, some reflective surfaces, are also triggers for people to interact and to play. So playing with art is another feature on Logitech.
We also design micro-libraries. So we know that our country has a very low interest in reading, but we want to change that. What should public libraries be boring basis? We want to invite the kids to come to libraries again. And with that, we want to use play as design strategy to promote reading.
Microlibrary A Dardies is a virtual exposure of the public space already persecuted. It's a set of lantern boxes standing up, and the library is nestled on the leaves of the tree.
And it also offers the possibility for
With the overgrown plants and rough concrete, it does resemble an urban ruin, but in a positive sense. So it looks like a mystical play castle, one would say, inviting people to go up and explore and view the rooftop, and on a clear day you can even see the view of distant mountains.
So after an intensive session of play, we also discovered that the Bindi itself has almost game level like a quality. So we counted this kid running up the Sushikan and using it as a real life Counter-Strike or Fortnite ladder.
And there is also a slide to add on top of that, of the stair structure, and the kids here always find a slide.
And finally, what we hope to do, of course, is to lure the kids into the library, that they also grab a book and they can sit down with the sonettes and, start reading while they take a break from all the running around.
And then in Semarang, Sanjul, Java, we also designed another micro-library. We call it Micro-Library Warak Ayu. So it's made completely of wood. And it happens to be the first FSC certified building in Indonesia. It is designed as a house of stilts.
So the house of stilts offers underneath also comfortable cupboard surface, and what we integrated, for instance, these seeking stairs, which can be used for viewing a movie, but also a net for reading, lying, and big snake.
So we have found the kids, after they played with swing, they went upstairs to look for the net. But they don't only look for the net, they also find cooks. So we found it on the net.
So yeah, Parakayu Micro-Library became a small icon, similar of people go there on the sub-international walls, although it's a very small library with but it's medicus.
Still in the city of Semarang, we got a commission to design a commercial center. So we thought, why not add playfulness as a design strategy here as well?
So Diponegoro, Semarang, is actually a commercial center. It has a cafe, it has a photo studio, it has an ice cream parlor, it has a restaurant. So what we did, we arranged its columns in such a way that we generate small alleyways, stairs going up now. Similar to what we described earlier and show you with a company. It provides us a combo experience.
So one can squeeze, walk around, wander, and then find a stoy, which is the central part of the courtyard. So here, where parents are ordering food, the kids don't have to wake and board they could play, and they don't have to look at their phones all the time.
So yeah, when designing public spaces or architecture, it is essential to go beyond the brief with something more. So play was the feature issues design.
And we are just getting started. We need more playful public spaces, but also buildings and neighborhoods that can inspire adventure and play.
Yes, and to reiterate, I mean, all cities are designing and building more and more for stop spaces. So you need to go beyond design elements, the seats, bench, planter boxes. You need to really say deeply what the user wants and really the culture integrate in a meaningful way.
So everybody actually has a role in this. Users play an important role. So UX Battle for more public spaces. Ask the city to put in playfulness in the design brief, and then imagine a transformation into a truly playful city where free play is everywhere and definitely for health and happiness for everybody.
I don't know.
Thank you.